right, welcome back to the Perry Homes podcast. I'm Trevor Taylor, the marketing director here at Perry Homes. I'm here with my incredible co-host Steve Peterson.
Thank you.
And we're here with our awesome guest Warren Williams, up from St. George. Warren, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself, your personal life? We'll start there. Personal life, what you like to do, where you're from.
We'll start with what I like to do. Lately, I've been addicted to pickleball.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's I started it and I can't stop. So, but my family life, I'm married. I've been married for 22 years, and I've got 4 kids.
Awesome.
So,
How old are your kids?
my oldest is 20. He's my only son. And
You
then,
look like you're barely 20.
I know, right?
What? You have a son that's 20 years
Yeah,
old.
I'm 43.
Hey,
That's
can you not listen for a second? He's so good looking. Can we have him turn around?
We're going to put him right in the middle of the
He's our
screen.
Hollywood guy, right? We should do a poster with him for Perry.
I didn't shave on purpose so you guys could see the white coming through.
Okay,
Yeah. So
that adds 3 years. So you look 23
yeah,
now.
if I shave, then people are like, "Man, you're like 30 maybe." But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's
So you got a 20-year-old son.
20-year-old son. He's living in St. George right now working, and
Gotcha.
I got an 18-year-old daughter. She just graduated Hurricane.
Awesome.
Nice.
She's attending college at SUU this fall,
Cool.
and I've got a 14-year-old. She's my volleyball superstar.
Oh, nice.
So, and then I got a 10-year-old, and she is playing volleyball as well. But a lot of sports in the family:
That's fun.
football,
So oldest
softball.
son, and then 3 daughters.
Yes.
After that.
Yep.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm pretty close. I have an oldest son and 2 daughters after that.
Yeah,
So
you're one more.
yeah.
You need one more.
Talk to my wife about that. That's awesome. Now, how long have you worked at Perry Homes?
I've been here for over 6 years, about
Awesome.
6.5 years
Cool.
now. So
Cool. And tell us what you do. You're a superintendent down in St. George. Tell us what that entails.
yeah, so I take the home from a bare lot, and I get to schedule everything, order everything, and take it from just dirt to a beautiful home. And that's something I can take pride in, and I like that. I like building things. I used to be a framer. I framed for a lot of years, and
Awesome.
I kind of liked you take a stack of boards and you make something. you head home in a week and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. I built that, So
That's awesome.
I kind of like the high end stuff, because it's a little more fun,
Right.
And it's a little bit more. I don't know. You feel a bigger sense of accomplishment,
Yeah.
when you do something cool.
Hey, let me jump into the weeds a little bit. So when you're preparing for a 4-way inspection,
Mm-hmm.
just for our people at home, the 4-way inspection it's kind of the middle of the job. It's the framing, plumbing, heat and air, and electrical. The city inspector comes out and inspects all those things. So it's really kind of like the most critical part of the house.
Uh-huh.
How do you prepare for your 4-way inspections?
So, my background in framing, I mean, that's kind of the first thing I look at when I go through. I'm super particular with the walls and the straightness of studs and things looking square. Doorways, sometimes you get a lot of doorways and the doors will be twisted a little bit. Any little thing like that I know is going to affect the home when it's done. You get paint lines and you have waves in your wall or whatever. I try to mitigate it at that point. Sometimes you'll have straps that's holding in plumbing. And if it's bowing and I can tell, I look for that. But at 4-way, I mean, you just look for anything that's undone, really.
Gotcha.
I just try to catch things that the inspector. I try to make it so that I can try to pass the inspection on the first time.
Gotcha.
And so anything undone, anything that doesn't look right, things of that nature. So
Good stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. We've had a few superintendents up on our podcast from up north, but you're down in St. George. Can you tell us maybe what might be some differences between building up here and building down there?
yeah, so I actually went out with Josh today,
Oh,
and
good.
he showed me around some of his sites, and it's a little different.
Yeah.
You guys deal with the frost and a lot of weather up here. he showed me some of the challenges that you guys were having with some of the decks and stuff, and how you're fixing it, and you know, and you know, I just explained, hey, we do a lot of slab on grade down there, and so we don't have this, but we do have this, you know. Another huge difference is you guys use a lot of asphalt shingles. We use, you know, concrete tile down there.
Tile shingles,
Yeah.
That's right.
So, you know, it was kind of new to me, you know. Right after framing, he's you know, throwing his shingles on his house, finished product. I was like, oh yeah, that's a little different, but.
When do you do the?
So
tiles
we
on
typically dry it in after we do all penetrations.
Yeah.
Then we dry it in with the tar paper and slats,
Gotcha.
and then we load the roof before drywall to get the weight on there.
It's because it's gotcha.
Yeah, because the concrete tiles, you're talking about thousands of
Very heavy,
pounds. So
yeah.
you know, your trusses typically have a camber in them, and you want that to settle just a little bit to mitigate
gotcha.
the
Okay.
cracking and some of that stuff. So we want to get them loaded before we start putting the drywall on. So
Awesome.
Hey, another
Awesome.
question for you. So you've been at Perry for 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
which for a super, that's a minute. A lot of time. I've been at jobs where if you've been a super for 3 or 4 years, you're kind of the senior guy.
yeah.
Why have you stayed so long at Perry? Why do you think people have such long careers at Perry?
I think probably just the culture and just the, I don't know, just the people that I work with. We have a lot of good subs down there. And then, you know, my bosses, you know, Greg was great to work with. And Brady's been awesome, you know, Brady stepping in and taking over. He's been,
He's good, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, we love Brady up here.
and he listens to me. No, I'm
So not like your kids.
sure. No, yeah, definitely not. Well, they listen sometimes. Depends on if they want something.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, Warren, you're building these homes, but can you tell us and our viewers why someone should buy a Perry home?
So I've framed for a lot of different companies, and I've seen their finished product. I feel, you know, a lot of sense of accomplishment, a lot of pride in our product, and I feel like it's a step up, you know, from our competitor. And like when people go out and they, you know, if you compare it apples to apples, like with the finishes and everything, I just feel like ours is a superior product, you know. And you know, that's kind of like, you know, when we're talking about switching finishes or switching this or switching that or the way we do things, you know, I always, you know, heed the warning. It's like, hey, you know, we don't want to be a production builder. Like, yeah, we want to be able to build it fast, but we want it to be quality too, you know.
Right.
And so I don't know, I think Brady really has a good vision for that, and we try to stick to that, you know, be really focus on quality. And I think most of our subs down there really go the extra mile. They care, you know. So
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here today, and thank you for listening and watching. And for Trevor Taylor and Steve Peterson, thank you for listening to the Perry Homes Podcast.